And we are back on the Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel with another exciting episode with members of the Florida Powerboat Club, this time featuring the 29th annual Emerald Coast Powerboat Week from the heart of the Florida Panhandle. And we are so happy to be returning to Destin, Florida for this annual event, running now 29 years with the Florida Powerboat Club. And you can see these beautiful blue skies. The weather here is incredible. And the only thing missing from this new September format is the heat and the humidity, because we are now late September, not in August, and everyone seems to be so happy with the new format. Returning to the landmark Emerald Grand Resort along with Harbor Walk Village, no better place to stage a poker run event for so many reasons. Everything right here on our doorstep. You just check into your luxurious condo and come on down to the lobby, check in with the girls of FPC and Jackie, get your goodie bag, your t-shirts, and all your swag, and get ready for this fun event, which has now over 80 registered poker run teams who have come in from all over the United States to join us. The goodie bags are prepped. The captain's meeting room here in the Emerald Coast Ballroom is ready for our first captain safety meeting, and that incredible view that we all have from our balconies of that Destin's East Pass out to the Gulf of Mexico. Our 2021 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, and their worldwide dealer, Plantation Boat Mart, Mystic Powerboats, and newest to our 21 series sponsors is Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized dealer, Top Gun Yachts. Also, their Florida dealer, Chief Marine Group in Isla Mirada, Midnight Express Powerboats, Myco Trailers, Mercury Racing Wide Open, Performance Boat Center with 2 locations in Florida and Missouri, and Nortec High Performance Boats. In addition to our series sponsors, we'd like to welcome feature sponsors for the Emerald Coast event, including Alicomp Insurance, Emerald Grand and Harbor Walk Village, our poker run headquarters, Legendary Marina Destin, our official launching and staging headquarters for the event, and AJ's Seafood and Oyster Bar on the Destin Harbor, our official sponsor dock for the event, and our newest sponsor, Fear the River Poker League. And a beautiful morning here at AJ's in Destin as we kick off Florida Powerboat Club's Emerald Coast Powerboat Poker Run. And things just kind of happening slowly, but the boats are still coming into town. Here at AJ's, we've got about 5 or 6 of our sponsor boats on the dock already, but not for very long because we're getting ready to go out for the fun run. Looking over here to my left, I see a lot of traffic in the harbor. I mean, some of these guys are anxious to get out and play, and why wouldn't they? They've come a long way to be here, and we got about 4 days ahead of us of boating fun in the Florida sun. And sun, we have really beautiful clear skies. Temperatures in the 80s. I think it's going to be fantastic. Just getting things kicked off here on David Carey's 37-foot Midnight Express. We just brought this boat in from Joe's Bayou where we launched it, and Captain Shane with me on board. We're just doing David Carey a favor by getting his boat on AJ's ready to roll, and we managed to do a little jet ski rescue in the meantime. Passing underneath the Highway 98 bridge, we found 2 older people that had fallen off their jet ski. They were drifting dangerously through the currents and in between the concrete pilings of the Highway 98 bridge, but with this 37 Midnight, we were able to open up the side passenger door, and we pulled them one by one to safety into the cockpit of the boat. So an interesting way to get things started here for the poker run, but obviously helping out the local community here with that little jet ski rescue operation here on a Thursday morning. Otherwise, looking forward to a great weekend with all of our Florida Powerboat Club friends here. 29 years in Destin and Fort Walton Beach, celebrating really the Florida boating lifestyle. Best way to do it is right here. And the action is starting to build up here at the AJ's dock. Again, not everybody is in town yet, but you can see the variety in the boats. Going to be a lot of these center consoles, in particular Deep Impact, with a great showing here on the Emerald Coast event. In fact, our sponsors, Mark and Eileen Fisher, who have a brand new Deep Impact 399, they're going to be our pace boat today, and I'm going to be jumping on board and riding along. Of course, that very cool mix of cats. We're going to see a lot of catamarans and, of course, those outboard cats, very popular right now in the performance marine sector, and especially on this event because this is a protected water event. Of course, it is exciting to ride out into the Gulf of Mexico, and today's conditions certainly would allow that. But it's more about the lay of the land here in Destin, Fort Walton Beach. Looking across now here to Crab Island, where we are rendezvousing. Remember that these protected waters will go for miles and miles from Panama City Beach all the way to Pensacola. And that is primarily where we conduct most of our poker run activities, including today's fun run. Remember, it's Thursday, so this is a very casual run. We're going to go out and check out some of the checkpoints and end up at Legendary Marina, where we're going to have lunch at Lulu's. And just stopping off here quickly at 2 George's Marina in Shalimar. And the reason for this little fun run is to get acclimated to the poker run course as we ride alongside Frank and Grazia Bolti in their 44-foot MTI. And this is an opportunity for a lot of the newcomers to put these checkpoints in, well, let's call them breadcrumbs in their GPSs, and then be able to run the course on Saturday and know exactly where they're going. Because, it's a bay water course, and there's a lot of hidden pockets and bayous like this right now. We're in Cinco Bayou. It's a hard place to find if you really don't know the local waters. And it's one of the checkpoints. We're actually going to go to AJ's on the Bayou, as they call it. There it is. It's their sister restaurant over here in the Fort Walton Beach area. And so they'll pull up to the dock, and they'll be able to have lunch here or get a card and such. So we're going to continue doing that throughout the afternoon. And if nothing else, we're just stretching out our legs and getting the boats dialed in for the weekend. So here in this shot, it looks like we're gathering up as we arrive close to Legendary Marina. And this will then be our Thursday rendezvous, and giving everybody a chance to check in on Legendary. Most of us actually launched our boats here and have our trucks and trailers parked here. And that's part of a new program that Legendary put together for us. One price covers all. I thought it was a great idea, actually, and I think a lot of the guys who did it really enjoyed the program. And I think that the reason why it works out so well is, first of all, Legendary is a huge place. I mean, they got dry storage for over 800 boats and several hundred feet of docking and piers, and a lot of staff that really, run down to the docks and help us. So I think that they are a marina for boaters, and for all kinds of boaters, families or power boaters, cruisers, fishing guys. They just know how to take care of people, and they have the facility to do that. And what was a great addition, I don't remember how many years ago it was, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, when they put Lulu's here on the property, and then they built also the Legendary Yacht Club. They really created facilities for people to come here and, not just have their boats looked after and serviced and stored, but it's really just a destination now for boaters to hang out. You can enjoy the pool. There it is off in the background where the clubhouse is, and to the left of that you can see Lulu's with great food and obviously fantastic views of the bay waters. And if you are a powerboating enthusiast, you don't even have to be a poker run attendee, but you could wander down to Legendary, park the car, and just walk down on their docks, and they're completely open to the public, and check out all the powerboats. You can see a wide variety of pretty much everything on this event, from center consoles with huge power quad 450Rs on this brand new Nortec 390 Sport. And here's a small fleet of brand new Deep Impact 399s, and just a great variety of boats that they have here. I think it's one of the largest showings that Deep Impact has ever had here on a poker run, especially up here in the Panhandle, represented by Plantation Boat Mart. And if you look really closely, you'll actually see the two different models. The newer late model 399 on the right, that's a brand new boat just doing its first poker run. And my chance to check out a new model too. J.R. Adden had quite the fleet. 3 of these little Honda Ruckus models, all different and all custom built by Dorby Works. So these are like the bad boys. You know, you can get into a Honda Ruckus for $5 or $6 grand, I believe, maybe a used one, but these are like $15,000 little toys, and they're so much fun. They're easy to ride, and no shifting, no gears, nothing. Just turn the throttle and go. You know, for a guy that's ridden motorcycles all his life, this little thing is just a blast to ride around on. And as small as they are, they're actually a pretty stout little bike. And for them to be able to carry a full-grown adult, much less the 250-pound powerboat organizer like myself, I think it did the job pretty nicely. And speaking of 250 pounds, how did I get that way? By never missing a lunch, and of course by eating really, really good food everywhere we go. And today it's going to be at Lulu's here with this casual vibe and beautiful view of the bay waters. Just a fun place to visit, open air, and a fantastic menu, a lot of great service, and pretty busy here for a Thursday afternoon, of course, thanks to FPC for bringing about 100 guests for lunch. But I know you guys want to see some fast action aerials, so we are going to fast forward to Friday morning when we're getting ready for the fun run, heading out to Navarre, Florida, flying today in this R-44 helicopter with Timberview helicopters from Destin Airport. And today's mission is to chase the boats on a westbound heading from the Choctawhatchee Bay area through Fort Walton Beach out into these beautiful intracoastal waterways heading westbound to Navarre. So let's begin introducing some of our guests here on this run. Our first time for a poker run, Sandy Hainish from Kentucky in a Baja 272. She's a drag racer turned powerboater this weekend. And as always, there's going to be a handful of boats that are difficult for us to identify. They may be a part of the poker run, but some of them have not checked in yet and do not have their numbers on the boat. So whenever we can identify a boat using the decals, we'd like to do that so we can tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what kind of boat you're running. And that's what we're going to do for John Heiss and his 42-foot cigarette. And he is not far from home. He hails from Panama City Beach, just 60 miles away. There's a great shot of the waterways here at the Brooks Bridge. That's the Brooks Bridge Marina on the left side, and we're now looking westbound through Fort Walton Beach. This shot is now from the reverse. Now we're looking to the east as we circle to pick up the next group of boats. And I know that you're going to see a lot of these black MTIs on this run, and that's because Derek Wacob and all his group hang out here. In fact, they live here most of the season. They're from Oklahoma, but they've got a total of 5 or 6 black boats in the family fleet. That, of course, was the 34 MTI Black Diamond Express tailing along. They're just kind of taking it easy through this section because you can see it's like a residential neighborhood off to the left side and a sandbar off to the right. So this is where we typically ask everybody to slow it down and just kind of pass through this area safely, and that's exactly what they're doing. Black Diamond Express is a 34 MTI with twin Mercury Racing 400s. What you can't see is a giant fuel cell. He carries high-octane race fuel that they often use to pump into the big sister ship. That's the 52 MTI called Black Diamond. And it was amazing that we actually caught up to Black Diamond. We normally don't. He slowed down just a bit, I think, to wait for the other boats, and that was our opportunity to get the helicopter overhead. Because what I've learned over the last few years is we spend most of our time just trying to catch up to Black Diamond and only getting shots of his rooster tail. And thanks to the GoPro camera that we've got mounted on the Stinger, which is the tail section of the helicopter, get a chance to see some of these overhead shots and just how beautiful it is here up in the Florida Panhandle. Certainly a different part of Florida that many of us haven't discovered before, but when you get here, we all agree that it's really got some scenic beauty. And the boats are passing now through this Santa Rosa Sound area, and one other benefit of boating along these waterways is, of course, the calm waters. It really doesn't matter what the winds are. It's always going to be very protected and calm here. And today being Friday, you can see there's really a lot less boats on the waterway. It seems like we have the entire intracoastal to ourselves as we head westbound through this Santa Rosa Sound area. Once again, a wide variety of boats, as we just saw a 44 MTI and now this 23-foot Baja belonging to Chris Batchelor here from Alabama. I think it's about his 3rd time here on the Emerald Coast event, and they always have a blast. And a little more time with John Heiss now, and something more about his boat. It's a 2000 model 42-foot cigarette Tiger, pair of Merc 500s, but gotta love the paint scheme. It's actually called the Crayola coloring box scheme. Very popular back in the day. This boat has been on the Emerald Coast Run many, many times with former owners. And you're going to see a lot of these Nortec center consoles on this event. Bill and Jen Howell from Georgia in their Nortec 340 called No Complaints. He's a car dealer there in the Lake Lanier area and is just loving the poker runs. Joined us earlier this year for the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event, which is in some ways kind of a season opener for our series up here in the Florida Panhandle. And ironically, it was the Friday Fun Run for the Orange Beach event that goes to Juana's in Navarre. And now here we are for our Friday Fun Run of the Emerald Coast event 4 months later. And it too is returning to the same destination, Juana's for lunch. And hey, how can you beat that? It's just a beautiful place to visit. And I know that these guys are just having a riot. And here's a couple who just keep coming back to the Emerald Coast, George and Carrie Olson, all the way from Texas, in a Mar-Lago center console that was built right here in Fort Lauderdale. They spend a lot of time doing these events in fountains and Sonics over the years, but it looks like they finally got bit by that center console bug. And that same bug is what we've got going on here in this Sensation 34 CCX. Once again, an unidentified boat. Not sure if they're registered for the run, because I don't see a decal, but I do see bikinis, so I think it's time, guys, to leave them in the show. And a little more time with Frank and Grazia Bolte, all the way from France, and Captain Sean Evans, the co-driver and the crew chief for the boat. And much like the Howells, who we saw just a minute ago, here's JT and Brenda Byrne in another Nortec 340, and yet again another team who just joined us for the Orange Beach Powerboat Week back in May earlier this year. It's their third time here at the Emerald Coast event. They joined us in 2019, 2020, but it's the first time in their own boat here for the 2021 event. They said that they love the area. The sand is incredible, and they really found it to be a good time to pull the boat up in the sand at Noriego Point. And let's welcome now Jeff Heffling. Came all the way from Indiana with his 42 Fountain. He's got 700 SCIs. Let's listen in. And a nice side shot of this Stephen Miles paint job on this 1999 Fountain Lightning. And if you're a fountain lover, you're going to love this poker run. We always attract a lot of fountains to the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week. And we've got coming up a very unique fountain, one-of-a-kind 2002 38 F1, former race boat, now belongs to Kip Patterson. They've been doing poker runs since back in 2006. This boat won 2 world and national championships back in 2013 and 2014 in the Superboat Manufacturers class. And starting to see more Midnight Express models showing up here at this Panhandle event every year. David Carey all the way from Maryland with this brand new 37 Midnight Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. This is the boat I was on earlier in the day for my opening of this episode, and big shout out to David Carey. Not only is he an avid powerboater, he also owns and operates the Tiki Lee's shootout event up in Maryland that we went to earlier this summer. And we're going to try to catch up with George Ariano here in this 35-foot DCB powered by Mercury Racing 1350, 1550 dual fuel motors. Yes, indeed, I say maybe we'll catch up because this is one fast ride. And now we're closing in on J.R. Adden, who's been enjoying poker runs now about 3 or 4 in a row in this 36-foot Doug Wright Cat, powered by Mercury Racing 450s. And coming up, that looks like a 39 Velocity. Yes, indeed, Rod and Sarah McLaughlin, who came a long way to join us from Iowa. A very rare 2008 39 Velocity, only one of about 5 that are still in operation. This one powered by staggered Mercury Racing 525s. They said they do a lot of their boating up at Lake of the Ozarks, and it was from our YouTube videos that really attracted them to these intracoastal waterways, and they said that the event didn't disappoint, and they'll be back. Great move there as Rod moved the boat to the left to get it away from that slower traffic ahead. Let's listen to those 525s. Well, guys, that was a great start to our aerial coverage for this Friday fun run. But remember, I know some of you are here for the bikinis. So let's go back to Thursday night as we feature now the Miss Powerboat Week contest from Harry T's at Harbor Walk Village. And it was an entirely new venue for us here at Harry T's, and I'm sure that everyone was very happy with the format. We were upstairs in this huge bar with open air and looking down on Destin Harbor. And the real bonus, of course, being able to walk here from the elevators of Emerald Grand. And that, of course, means no driving. And when there's no driving and there's no boating, then that means there's more drinking. And I think that's what a lot of us like to do. I know I had a drink in my hand most of the evening. Thanks to our great servers for taking care of us as I prepare now for the judging table. And this is a big part of the event. To be a guest judge, and I know that Lance is very happy about it because he's been a judge about 3 times. He's back. And you can see there a very festive evening, a very spirited vibe here going on this patio with Mikey Boyle and the lovely Kelsey dancing it up. And it's time to feature our lovely ladies, kicking things off with the beautiful Jasmine. And this cocktail dress segment, guys, trust me when I tell you, it's as good and sometimes better than the actual bikini segment. And you're about to find out why. But Jasmine is such a pretty lady. She's been in the Florida Powerboat Club Powerboat calendar a couple of times. And nice to see her back again joining us in Destin. And she has also joined us at the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event not too far away. And one thing that I really love about our new format, and that's working with our model coordinator, Amber, that's her in the black dress, is that these lovely gals are not just here for the Miss Powerboat Week contest. They're here for the entire weekend. So they're going to be joining us for rides on the boats and handing out poker cards on the Saturday Poker Run event. And here's another familiar face. This is Emily, another one of our FPC girls who we did also see at the Orange Beach event a few months earlier. And one thing I like about our producer, what he's doing with the lower thirds, guys, is you can see in the graphics at the bottom of your screen, if we have an Instagram page for the gals, we're going to put it up there. And that means we're giving you the opportunity to find the gals and follow them. And that will certainly increase their fan base. But I think it also gives you an opportunity to see that these ladies have wonderful lives. They're all hardworking students, or they've got jobs. Some of them are families, already have children. Not Lakin. She didn't have any children. But for the ones who do, I think it's amazing that they can be here and be a part of this event and look so pretty. And I really think that this, I call it a very classy and elegant fashion segment with the cocktail dresses, rather than bringing the girls out immediately in their bikinis. I just think it's a great way to do the show, and I want to thank Amber Content, who's been staging this event for us now for at least a couple of years. She's doing a fantastic job and bringing out an incredible lineup of beautiful ladies, many of them local here to the community, and giving them a chance to make a few extra bucks if they win the contest. But if not, just to be here, they're getting paid anyways. And it was so nice to see Andrea again. She's done this event with us many times before. Haven't seen her for a couple of years, so nice to welcome her back. So it goes without saying that these judges have got their work cut out for them as Sandra walks up on the stage. Guys, I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show, and you viewers out there can be now starting to memorize your favorite girls and start casting your votes, and you can do that on our comments page. And Angeli with her big head of curly hair and a beautiful lady, first time joining us on this event. She's going to wrap up our introductions for this first segment featuring our Missed Powerboat Week contest here at the Emerald Coast. And guys, we are at about the 26-minute mark, and that's close enough to half an hour, and I need a drink. So we're going to break away, but we have plenty more episodes coming with feature coverage of the 2021 edition of the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week here from the heart of the Florida Panhandle, with episode 2 just around the corner. So guys, you don't want to miss another show featuring the members of the Florida Powerboat Club and their fun lifestyles. So be sure to subscribe to us by hitting that red button and click the notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We have got a fantastic year planned for 2021 with members of the Florida Powerboat Club, so stay with us. Meanwhile, we're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.